Hello and welcome to this quick start guide on setting up ContainerSSH in a Kubernetes environment. If you're looking to set up ContainerSSH in a Docker environment, please see the link in the description below. As a first step, please head to github.com/containerssh/examples. In this repository, you can find a number of examples on setting up ContainerSSH. What we are most interested in is the quick start directory. Let's click on this directory. This directory contains the Docker Compose example for Docker, as well as the Kubernetes YAML file. Let's click on the Kubernetes YAML file. And finally, let's click the Raw button. Now you can copy the link of this file. And then let's head over to our terminal. Assuming you have already installed a Kubernetes setup, for example the Docker Desktop Kubernetes, you can now type kubectl apply -f and paste the link. This will apply the Kubernetes manifests for ContainerSSH. Keep in mind, this is only a demo setup. For a production setup, you will need to read the documentation at containerssh.io. This manifest will create two namespaces, the ContainerSSH and the ContainerSSH guests namespace. The ContainerSSH namespace contains ContainerSSH itself, while ContainerSSH guests contains the guest containers that ContainerSSH launches. You can now test your setup by SSHing into ContainerSSH. The password for the setup is bar. Now ContainerSSH will start the pod in the ContainerSSH guests namespace. As you can see, we are now in a containerized environment. This concludes the demonstration of our setup with ContainerSSH in a Kubernetes environment. Please head to containerssh.io for more information on how to set up ContainerSSH for your environment.